Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first institute of impeccable wisdom. I really mean it. Today, this particular video is going to be very special from the angle which I call it from Dhruv Tara or the Pole Star or Polaris. We are going to see the entire universe from pole center, which is consistent, used ever since the navigation days. Even today is considered a very important even from Indian point of view. And with that starts the saga of zero, the Akhand Bharat concept of involution and evolution of zero. This is a term which I don't think has been used by anyone. But I'm going to explain why zero is very important, why Dhruv is important, why Polestar is important, why Polaris is important, why we need to see the whole thing in one consciousness. We have to raise ourselves to one center which is consistent throughout, on which everyone will agree, has been agreed for generations, that navigation is from Polaris or Pole Star. Now, in this particular picture also you are going to see, as you have seen, a zero which is into 22 by 21 ratio. And whole thing is going to be very enlightening. But as far as I know, could be one of my best videos ever made for the history of mankind. Now comes a few statements which I want to make to show something. The time has come for the world to rise, to become a uniform world with consistent, impeccable wisdom for every student throughout the world, which is not there as on today. Our education from school, college, university, research, publication throughout the world is based on defective man-made mathematics, man-made defective physics, chemistry, and all the sciences, arts and otherwise. As a result, you have certain privileged people getting very high jobs in lucrative universities, institutions, and otherwise. And at the same time, we have people, students coming from poor, illiterate villages like me, not getting. But I am glad a student coming from village, not with a privileged thing, is able to do something of the class which stands out for the entire universe as such. It is almost 70 years of perfect education, raising questions about defective math, physics, chemistry since my school days itself. To come to this, now the world should see why India is important. Now, the first statement which I am making, Akhand Bharat, integrated Bharat, was Vishwaguru, was the teacher of the world. It gave the impeccable wisdom to the world of Vedas, Upanishads, and Puranas, to the kind which was phenomenal, is phenomenal, will always remain phenomenal. And this is a particular land which starts from Kailash, and you have Himalayas on the right side as the boundary. Then same Sindhu river going right up to Ladakh, then turning to the west and going into Arabian Sea as a subdivision. And Sindhu Mahasagar at the bottom. This land you can see is what I called old Akhand Bharat, which was the Vishwaguru, to start from very beginning itself. Now come to the question. What did this Akhand Bharat give to the world, which world should be very thankful to? Number one, Vedas are full of occult mathematics, hidden mathematics. It is not divine mathematics spelled out 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. But seeds of zero as a shunya is given in Rig Ved's 10th chapter itself. From there we have started and we have moved on. But Rig Ved's one important thing which I'm talking about is talks about atom, elements, molecules, compounds, cells, and all the energies of the world, which world should know is there in Rig Veda. It's the most phenomenal work. And Gayatri Mantra also starts with Tat Savitur Varenyam. And all the concept which I have appreciated comes from Rig Veda only. And Rig Veda also taught me Daksha the king, Aditya, is hydrogen. And helium-4 is Aditi, the indwelling soul of the human body. Carbon is for biology, like Shiva. Oxygen is like maybe goddess Durga, Mata Vaishno Devi. And similarly, neon is what I call goddess Gayatri. And as far as organ is concerned, is like Adi Prashakti. And then who things go on. How the whole concept has come is there, and that is something which I want to bring to the world one by one and show. Vishwaguru was Akhand Bharat, and the foundation was laid in Rigved itself. Now comes the question of second Ved is the Ayurveda. Is the most classified divine mathematics, amazing mathematics of yajna, the whole process of doing puja, austerities for the world thing, and it centers on Agni alone. You can see right in the picture. It is graphic presentation of Lord Rama, Sita, and of course all the gurus things doing yajna for Ashwadhama or prosperity of the entire world. But right at the bottom, you see Sri Chakra, which is a graphic presentation of the same thing which is there in Yajurveda. You can see the four corners, then you can see 8, you can see 16, you can see even the triangles are in the ratio of 22 into 21. I have already explained in my video on Sri Chakra as such. So that is a different mathematics which is there, spiritual science. That is more descriptive in Yajnavalkya, work of Brahmana when he talks about pi and ratio, and of course same thing which was there in from the very beginning itself, perfect to the core, and I cannot find any defect in that. Then comes the question of explicit mathematics. When it comes to explicit mathematics, define mathematics clearly. I have given the name of Aitreya Upanishad to start with, because Aitreya Upanishad is from Rigved itself. As I told you, Rigved is about atom, element, molecules, compounds, cells, and life as such, when in a different form. But Aitreya Upanishad is talking about cosmic Purusha, its creation as a Lok Palan, the guardian custodian of the world. And it is divided into three portions of three trimesters. First trimester, which medical science talks about, second trimester, and third trimester. And it focuses primarily from the time of conception to delivery. Three trimesters are into 11 weeks again. Mind you, 11 weeks is very precise term. The first trimester is the first creation of Purusha. At the second thing, in that particular process, what stands out, which even the greatest writers of Aitreya Upanishad have not been able to understand internationally, why Apana is the only process through which Apana is to throw things from body out. But in this particular process, food cannot be got through any other source for the cosmic Purusha or Lokpalan other than Apana itself. Apana is supposed to throw. And how can something which is throwing can actually receive food for Purusha itself? Is something which I would say hats off to Rishi, Maharishi, Aitreya, who put it so beautiful for the people to understand. And one thing I'm making it very clear. To understand Ved and Upanishad, you have to be like a Brahman to be in tune with Brahman as such. Actually, there are a lot of mysteries are there for the world, but for me, they are not mysteries. Mysteries only when you don't understand. But I know Apana Prana is thing. But in this particular thing, Apana Prana is what umbilical cord through the food is received. As a result, I demystified the whole thing. It's Apana is the umbilical cord, and we are talking of the child being growing in a mother's womb. And that's it. See my video on procreation or Aitreya Upanishad or Cosmic Purusha, which I've already explained in detail. This is implication which I'm giving. So next thing, at the end of 2 trimesters of 22 weeks, the fetus is completely ready to receive indwelling soul consciousness into the fetus, and it should enter through the head and go and modify the system to make it as perfect as Divyank, so that you have a perfect body for spiritual science work for the child to go. And add 33 weeks, child is born perfectly healthy, wealthy, wise and happy. This is a beautiful mathematics which Aitreya Upanishad talks about, which is based on Rig Veda. I thought that was phenomenal, and I've been able to decode things which have never been decoded by anybody else. And I take pride because I've been flowing with the truth, honesty to understand concepts as scientifically divine mathematics from my childhood itself. The next picture comes as Chandogya Upanishad, which is explicit mathematics. In Chandogya Upanishad, he talks about the solar system is made of 21 parts, and they are divided into 3 parts. The first part is Earth, made of 7 parts, Antariksh, made of 7 parts, and 7 heavens. These the 21 parts make the solar system, with which solar system can be understood and can be traveled or covered. But to go beyond the solar system, you need the 22nd step to go to the consciousness of Sat Chit Anand, which is a blissful eternal life. But when you say 21 parts are inside and 22nd step is required to give you the freedom or moksha or mukti or liberation, is well described in Chandogya Upanishad. But at the same time, in Chandogya Upanishad also there is a dialogue which Prajapati is giving it to Indra and Virochan about the consciousness states. He talks about waking consciousness, dreaming consciousness, deep sleep consciousness, and Turiya. Incidentally, all the 3 of them, waking is made of 7 parts, dream is made of 7 parts, deep sleep is made of 7 parts, and this. But there the mathematics is not 7, 7, 7, 1. It is 32, 32, 38, 5. There is a hidden mathematics in that, which I've been able to explain as 22 by 21. That's the most beautiful part of Chandogya Upanishad, which is explicit and implicit both at the same time. If you are in tune with universal consciousness, you can see the divine mathematics there. So as a result of this, I've been able to understand 22 by 21 is there. Now I'm going to bring another concept very clearly. Many people have asking me why Earth is made of 7 parts. And in this picture I've seen, if we start deep from the Earth, it is Patal Lok, Mahatal, Rasatal, Talatal, Sutal, Vital and Atal. These are 7 parts of the Earth which modern sciences agree with. Antariksh is made of 7 parts, but here I have put 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 as the 7 chakras, and many people have asked me that all the scriptures talk about 7 chakras. Why do I talk about 10 plus chakras? But I make it one thing clear. The 7 chakras are right, but they are not of internal consciousness. They are external. They relate to the bones in the system which is the center. For example, Muladhara chakra is connected with 4 bones of coccyx bone, which is true. When called of Swadhisthana chakra is what the sacrum, which is made of 5 bones. Then you have lumbar, which is made of 5 bones. Then you have 12 bones of thorax. Then you have 7 bones and 8 of cervical region. Then you have 14 bones of the face and then 8 bones of the skull. These are the 7 levels which 7 chakras talk about it. But when I talk about 10.344, I am talking about the nervous system as such inside, associated with autonomic nervous system, endocrine system, which is actually functioning deeper inside to make you fit enough to be in tune with universal consciousness. Now you see the difference. And 7 heavens is the 7 planets are given, which is known to all the religions. There are 7 heavens. So this is something which is something for everybody to understand how Ved Upanishads have given the wisdom. And 22nd level is Brahmalok, or the center of consciousness, which is very close like a Turiya outside the solar system. And this particular concept is also made of 22 by 21 also. And mathematics I'm going to explain to you, including solar system, Brahmand, Mahabrahmand, so-called spiral galaxy or Milky Way, or greatest thing which I call Adi Parashakti, right up to pole star. And you're going to see 22 by 21 going in a systematic way in all the three aspects and going to reach pole star or Dhruv or Polaris as the nth part from which the whole thing has originated. It's come from top down, but now I'm taking from bottom up, so that this is something which is known to the world, is easy to build, and based on the information available, give you the kind of wisdom which is perfect from every angle. Now let's move on to the next thing. Lord Brahma is talked about quite a lot in Yantra, and this particular picture again I want to show. Many people think all the gods and goddesses of Hinduism are misnomer, should not be think. But these are the only pictures which have made me understand. Now you see, Brahma is shown on a lotus flower. That means lotus is connected with purity, consciousness and creation. Then you have 4, which is again Muladhara Chakras 4. And you have 3 plus 1 head. 3 heads are complete, 1 head is partial. So actually he's talking about 3 plus 1, 7 heads, which is actually pi. Why pi is very important in mathematics, all the mathematicians know. But only difference is when I say 22 by 7, when I say 3.142857 only, I do not give them the misleading numerous numbers which modern man-made mathematicians have done and confused the world. But let me also tell you, 1/3 of 22/7 is 22 by 21. So you see, when you have a reflective mind, how you see the beauty of the mathematics within mathematics and how it raises you to higher and higher level of a thinking process. From that angle, I would say having a thinking brain based on mathematics, divine mathematics, is much easier to understand. Otherwise, man-made concept which have the world is using is only confusing, not at all enlightening us at all. Now come to the question of Puranic stories. You have story forms, and I've told you many times that stories are beautifully divine in mathematics. With even Akash, what you say in Kailash, I have talked about Neelkant, and I said iodine has 53 electrons, but iodine as a molecule has got 54, which is equivalent to xenon. That's the mathematics. Similarly, in this particular story picture, you can see goddess Gayatri, 5 heads, they are Lord Shiva, 10 arms, Vishnu, and lotus, Brahma. Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, all the three made together Gayatri. And as a result, in this particular place, I'm talking about 10 stages of development. If Brahma is 22 by 21, the Shiva is made of 0.344, and Vishnu is made of 10 stages. That's why Dasavtara becomes very important part. And that is what this picture is. It's so beautiful in mathematics. And of course, down at put a picture of Ravana. Why Ravana had 10 heads 5000 years ago when it was not known, zero was not known at all, and given credit to Aryabhatta at a much later date. And we will go into that one by one. See, look at. Now, as far as 5 digits of Lord Shiva, the third stage of creation, is the something which is not found in any of the ancient scriptures of India. And I can understand that is not in Ved, that is not in Upanishad, that is not in Puranas. I am not talking about other books, I am talking about scriptures. But I am glad that modern science, with all the highly sophisticated equipment, including IBM's SPS version 21, with the help of my friend Govindarajulu, I discovered this phi as a 0.34419 almost after 60 years of work to search for it. and I am glad having done it. Now, having done it, given Divyank to the world, now we can start once again the process of research in maths, physics, chemistry, and all the medical subjects with Divyank to this impeccable wisdom, which and give that knowledge to every child through the world uniform. Let's not make any difference between any child. Education is not for rich people. It's not for making money. Education is to enlighten, educate, empower us to give the world peace. That's why Saraswati is very, very important to me. Lakshmi comes when Saraswati is there. Now I come to the present. Akhand Bharat has given impeccable wisdom, Akhandata to the world for the first time in a very explicit divine design of nature, that is Divyank. And my name Shibhushan Sharma is there. And the formula which I have created, 22 by 21 is Brahma, 10 stages of Vishnu, and point 3 Shiva, equivalent to 1 point, which could be Gayatri, which could be Dattatreya, and that's a picture. Now the question is, another important part which the world is lacking in education is, you have so many languages, but languages have got a lot of deficiencies: inadequacy, inaccuracy, and ambiguity. We need to convert all the mathematical design into symbolic form. The right on top you can see Divyank as a mathematical design and the symbol which I have created for Divyank. The outer is 22 by 21. Second, you have 10 pentagon, 10 series development. Inside you have 5 things which are 5 digits. That, and with the symbol, it's much easier to translate from English, Sanskrit to other languages to every language of the world, because symbol is consistent, but the languages are not consistent. That's the point. Then I have shown another symbol of Akhand, the symbol of integration, entire universe knowledge. A to Z from everything which is required for everybody is there in that particular symbol alone. It's a new, these are both are new symbols. They are not a copy of something ever done before. But things have been spoken about Yantra Vidya, Tantra Vidya, Ganit Vidya, and other thing before. But converting into this precise, concise, inanimate, mathematics-based geometry structure is done for the first time in this precise terms by Shibhushan Sharma alone. That's it. Now come to the question of new Akhand Bharat has come. But I do know the time has come for the world to see from 2025. The world gets an education which improves the world as such. And I would say very clearly, new Akhand Bharat, as starting by Akhand Vidyashram by Shibhushan Sharma, is to educate, enlighten, empower a world again with impeccable wisdom never done in the history of mankind. That is enlightening thing for the entire world from 2025 onward. But I have been doing that for last more than 60-70 years in my academic career. But time has come for the world to rise, that we need to uniformly integrate the whole world into one education with no deficiency at all. It's a challenge the entire world, but it's worth, because we should start fresh with impeccable wisdom and teach every child, whether poor or rich, privileged, underprivileged, without any class. Let's make all human beings as equally educated, enlightened, empowered people in the world. Now, I'm starting with one interesting question. We're going to have now question answer sessions. On 23rd December 2024, my friend with whom I walk in the evening very clearly between 6 and 7 for years together, he asked me a question: what is the square root of 2025? That is the new year we are talking about. I did mention that. And what is the square root? Square root is a number, is a value which on multiplication by itself gives the original number. So we should have two numbers. Giving this number is the question which he asked. So required is the inverse method of squaring a number. That's the definition. Now, my answer was very immediate. He wanted immediate answer without thinking. He said, give me immediate answer, fraction of a second, without thinking what could be the answer for 2025. I said, it's very simple, 45. 45 into 45 is 2025. And he, instead of understanding that I have given answers like 45 square into this, he had his own information. I do not want to go into that. He said, no, the answer is 40 into 40 plus 20 into 20 plus 5 into 5 is equal to 2025. I said, fine, I can understand. This is man-made mathematics, not divine mathematics. It is not divine. Divine mathematics is simple arithmetic. It's made of plus, minus, division, multiplications only. Brain cannot think of more than one line at any given moment of time. If it has to be divine mathematics, it has to be simple plus, minus, division, multiplication, single value at a time. More than that is not possible. If you ask me, immediate suggestion is 45 into 45, whereas to do 40 into 40, 20 into 25 into 5 is a multitasking which human brain is not capable of doing. And that is something which I have been making it very clear. If you want to be efficient in everything, do one thing at a time, take it to impeccable wisdom, one at a step. Don't have 3, 4 subjects at all. Make one point, work on that, and all interconnected. You can go to the impeccable wisdom, provided it's only one subject you are working on. Brain can do wonders. This multitasking by other thing is only slows it down, whether it's a computer or anything. Even for computer to work is like that. For that matter, when I started my videos about a year back, making 22 minutes video in SD only, I could not do. But today I am making more than 1.5 hours video with 4K 4000 resolution perfectly for the world. Why I'm able to do? Because I'm taking only one thing. I'm not showing my face. I'm only talking, explaining and things and one step. And each video is like 12, 13, 14 GB. Can you imagine? And it's possible because I have an Apple Macintosh with a 32 GB RAM itself. And my computer, nothing other than one particular object is worked. It's empty otherwise. What I'm doing is I'm only doing that. Nothing else is there to open anything. And that is what human brain is capable. That is beauty of computers. That is beauty of any equipment. Do one thing at a time, not more than one at any given time. That was my answer to him. Second time question. Now, then I give you an enlightened example from the past time. Many people have asked me in Mahabharat time, who's the greatest man as far as I'm concerned? And I say, as far as human beings are concerned, like me, it is Arjun. Because he was self-realized great warrior. As a child and student like me, when I was in school, I could take one point and think. He was asked by Dronacharya, there is a bird in the tree, you hit the eye alone. No other child could see the eye alone, but Arjun could do it and put the arrow right at the eye because he could see only eye. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. If you are enlightened, you can take one particular point and done with it. And in this particular video, my point is only on Dhruv, Polar Star Polaris, not anything else. So I'm from here in Chennai to Pole Star. I'm just trying to bring everything in one consciousness and nothing other than that. So over a period, I have step by step gone to pole itself and see a Divyank there also. That's one part. Now I'm going to give you another example. During their marriage with Draupadi, there was a protest that there's a oil tank down. You have to see in the tank, and there is a fish going in the wire on top, and very fast. See, looking down, you should put an arrow onto the eye of the fish, and no one other than Arjun could do it. That's what I meant. He did it. He succeeded. He's recorded. I do not want to go into comparison. This could have been done. Forget about it. Who could have done is different story. I am only talking about evidence which is recorded. Recorded it, it's Arjuna who did it, got married to Draupadi thereafter. And this was the most consuming thing. You are focused somewhere else, but you can still see. I can see I am recording, but I can still be in tune with this because everything is like a one consciousness. And that is possible only with indwelling human consciousness, which is Aditi, I talked about it. That's it. Now come to the question. I'm giving you another scientific example. As a child, I've been watching old movies in studio cameras that you see, projector which is there, and that used to use 24 slides per second. And the picture is down, you can see 24 slides on top and the picture clear. So all these projectors also have 24 slides per second being projected to see as a perfect one. If it is increased from 24 to the higher number, it becomes faster. If it is slower, it becomes slow. So for perfection is the 24 number very important, which modern science has also seen. But interesting enough, let me show you something. I, as a spiritual scientist of Akhand Bharat, I say Gita talks about 24, heart chakra has 24 nerves, and also audio visual content is centers around 24 only. Gayatri mantra is made of 24 meters only, not less, not more. Day is made of 24 hours and night, 12 hours a day, 12 hours a night. It's a beautiful part. Anahata chakra is also 12, but into 2 is 24. And this is a symbol which I created way back in 1997 while making Akhand itself. And it's got all the mantra vidya as such in a mathematical design which no one can ever deny. Now come to the other few examples of 24. Ashok chakra has also got 24 folks. And it's a chakra from Ashoka's period, which is 3000 years ago. India made it and we still use it in our flag. Center within the blue, green, blue is within the white band of Ashok chakra. Gayatri mantra has also got 24 shant only, not 23 and 25. Day and night is 24 is what I... Now see the mathematics, how divine mathematics works with precision. It's been consistent throughout. And Gayatri mantra is there from Rigved itself. And it's talked about 24 shant only, not anything else. It cannot be surprising because that is divine mathematics. Now now as far as I'm concerned, over and over, I've been asked by many people why in my videos my face is not to be seen at all. It's only audio and video alone. And my sincere advice is this: if you want to make optimum use of these videos to learn, master impeccable wisdom for rest of your life, my first advice is, at first sitting, just listen to the conversation which I'm talking about. Don't read, don't do anything. Just beautifully listen to what I'm talking about. And my first advice is, please listen carefully as a first step to get an idea what I'm talking about. Listening is required because the information will go to your temporal region, auditory area completely. Second video, you go and see content the way I have written about it. It will go and get registered in visual cortex. Then I say the third thing which is important is translate the whole what you have listened, what you have seen into with your own hands into the process the way I have learned myself. So you bring your sensory component to the picture. As a result, entire brain will come to play a role to remember this. And you will remember it first as well. That's what I talk about it. Lord Krishna is known for 16 color sampoon, which I know about the past. But I know as and today we can talk of 64 arts. And I have already spoken. And 64 important, 8 into 8 is very important. And now when you have that, as a result, I am able to produce 8 hertz alpha frequency with eyes open through the brain, which no one in the world has ever done till date. And this is the vibration of Akash Kosh 8. And that's it. 8 into 8 is 64. And with that only I am able to produce As a result, I am able to do something because the entire brain of mine, 100 billion cells into 20,000 memory synapses, is being optimally utilized. That is possible for everyone to do. But it is said most of us use 1 to 2% potential. Einstein used 11%, became the greatest scientist. And Shibushin Sharma is trying to use 100% to remember all the 64 arts and show the Divyank in everything, right from sitting in Chennai to Polestar itself. The entire universe is at his fingertips. That is important because I've done that one thing at a time. I do not do two things at all. I do not believe in multitasking at all. It is not good. It's a waste of time. It's confusing. It's literally pathetic. As a matter of fact, most of my students from school, college, and university would say they study for 10, 15 to 18 hours, whereas I don't study more than 22 minutes at any given moment of time, not more than 2 hours in any given time. But I break all the records because my 22 minutes in my focused thing, which I can do wonders. I can replicate. After 22 minutes of impeccable wisdom within my brain does become heavy. And then I need to ground it again. So after that, I take off for another 1.5 hours to bring the energy down. Meantime, to get it registered in the brain also takes some time over the process. You are learnt, but give it time to get registered in the brain. It's not going to happen simultaneously. You might have to repeat many times. No, many people say, we ask you a simple question in yes and no, but you give an answer for almost half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour. I say, no. The question is, yes and no is not a learning process at all. If a question comes, then every aspect of the question and answer should be well taken care of. And I'm just trying to do that. And I'm thankful to you for giving me an opportunity to reorganize in my brain. You are not doing me a favor. You are doing me a favor by giving me a chance to restructure with impeccable wisdom over a period. And that is why I take one thing and give everything which is there in my brain to show. And that is the message which I told my friend. I keep telling everybody, make optimum you. This is the only process for you to move on. Now comes the question of a kind request was given by another person who was following my answers in Quora. He said, we are starting an HR placement company. Please make a logo for HR company for us. And the husband and wife's names start with S and S. There's no need for me to divulge the name. So I made this particular logo and gave it to them. But incidentally, it did not take more than 20 minutes or 22 minutes for me to create this thing. And within 22 minutes, I posted also to the person. I said, this is your logo. But I am glad that they did not use and said, we have told not to use logo, just use the company. So we're not going to use it. So since they did not use it, that's the time came that I converted the whole thing to this symbol for this particular thing. And it's a wonderful symbol, a new symbol. And vision from Dhruv is come. My second son's name is Dhruv. Maybe I had called my first son Avinash, and that was my work. Now coming to Dhruv means it's only one person doing everything single-handedly is what Dhruv is all about. And created this rising of this involution symbol O is 0. There are two things. When it is an involuted form, it is like a dot form, say 20 to 21. But it involves, starts rising. If the steps is 22 by 21, is this symbol is 22 by 21. And it's swing up. That means this symbol says the 0 is deflection, but from Earth I am seeing to pole star. In the process, there is SS of them can be called Shiv Sharma itself. So it fits into my name. Shiv Bhushan Sharma is seeing to the pole star, right thing and seeing it. See, look how many things. And in the process, all the mysteries of the world have been demystified in the process. Even symbols speak so much volume. And I made in 22 minutes for somebody else, but I'm using it because it was meant for me. I have a generosity to give, and that's my nature. But using it for myself became even better. Now I come to the pole star. You can see the pole star in the process. I understand there are three universes in the world. Brahmand, this is the solar system. Then Mahabrahmand, spiral galaxy and Milky Way, and greater universe of Adi Prashakti is right up to Polaris. So three stages: Brahmand, Mahabrahmand, and Greater Brahmand. Leave it at that. Now, a spiritual science of Akhand Bharat, I'm going to now precisely bring to the world what I've seen. The first universe starts from Shunya, zero, which Rigved talks about it in 10th chapter itself. This higher universe starts from the pole star to start with. Now I'm bringing a new element to the level when time comes only when you talked about it. The whole thing started from pole star. First universe dissolves from pole star at into 22 and 21 stages at death. And second universe starts at 22 one core subject, and that is where I talk about it. It is the isomers of neon 21 which formed together to form neon 22 and went to the 10 stages of development to give the world as it is. And that is where pole star Adi Prashakti started from zero. In spiral galaxy, it was 22 by 21 by goddess Gayatri. And then come to the solar system done in the same process. So number of 22 by 21 continues from human body to the solar system, to spiral galaxy, to Milky Way, to the higher universe. Total mathematics is only 22 by 21 to the power of 10.34419. And that is consistent. Now, once that is consistent, and I'm proving it with the evidence which is done by other mathematicians, I'm only showing the correlation. That is something for the world to understand the beauty of this particular thing. How Divyank is able to show the whole world all the knowledge into one format. That's it. Now the comes here involution, revolution, and evolution of zero concept itself. How did it arise? Now let me take you to very level the world has seen and what level I have seen. There's a difference the way the world sees it, the way Shibhushan Sharma sees it. Let's see. Now there comes the question of I had made a video of dot as a zero and I have written on that did Aryabhata invent zero? That was question in that particular video and this is the picture which I am talking about. Everything is zero. Right center is dot, then circle, then sphere. All the three forms are only 21 into 21 only. Now, evolution of zero in how the mathematicians of the world see it is there. You can see it later. I'm not going to talk much about it. But Sanskrit, it is called Shunya, the emptiness, as the zero to start with. That's it. Now comes a very simple question. Can someone invent the design of zero? No. No one can invent divine design of zero or nature because nature it doesn't invent. You can only discover. You can discover, you cannot invent. It's not man-made possible. Inventions are done by requirement of the people which are missing. But invention by Aryabhata, as written down, is not to my like or other thing. I would only say zero was always there. We have to discover it. We have to find that divine design. And that is 22 or 21 I'm talking about. Now, who invented zero? This is another video picture from Google. It says Aryabhata or Vedic sages did it. Now the question, even Google talks about it. Was it Aryabhata or the Vedic sages? It does not talk about anybody else in the world. And I also Brahmagupta is also known to be associated by somebody. But I would go by Vedic sages rather than Aryabhata or Brahmagupta or anybody else in the process of zero itself. But in that particular thing, I would say Vedic sages who wrote Vedas, particularly Rig Veda itself, in the 10th chapter, Nishidya itself, it talked about it, Shunya, as tamas, andhakar, darkness, and mrityu beautifully in that particular line of Rigveda itself. So let's talk about it. But in that case, starts the Shunya as an involution form of dot, which is only inside. Anything is started from there and starts from there is a dot. So dot is a complete. But when you talk of dot, I would say if it has to be expanded, it's 21 into 21 only. Length and breadth is one only, just dot cipher. Everything's that. That is what I'm talking about. Now there comes the question of Shiv Bhushan Sharma. The involution of Sunya is central. Dot in this particular picture you can see. I told you it's an integrated symbol. Right at the middle of that, within Anahata Chakra, you have a red dot. That is Shunya I'm talking about. But when you expand, Shunya becomes circle, the white circle you can see, spherical you can see. But when you see the outer side, you see a orbit of 22 by 21 alone. That is what I said. Evolution of symbol is 22 by 21. Inside dot is 21 into 21. Evolution 21. Now you see how beautiful is this particular symbol. It's all the mystery there. This was done in 2002 itself. The book was published by Vikas Publishing in 2002, Akhand and Essence of Universal Consciousness. I've talked about it 23 years ago itself. Now the comes as fundamentals of divine spiritual science. Now I'm coming to spiritual science, which is divine in nature. It's not man-made concept which I'm talking about, because man-made mathematics has created. But as I told you, it was Bharat, Akhand Bharat Vishwaguru, which gave the mathematics to the world. It was Zoroastrians who learned from Brahmins of Akhand Bharat, and they taught the Arabs. Arabs converted into algebras and geometry, etc., and West converted into theorems. And what we have is man-made concept started by Arabs and West mathematicians and made into khichdi and confusing the whole world into something which is illogical in every way. Whether it's a pi, it is 3.142857, which I talk about it, or the one which they talk about it. When they talk of golden ratio, I say 1.618034 is a precise, concise, perfect mathematics. They talk about 1.618 or 1.6183397, etc. Divine mathematics given by the world is a man-made confusing. They do not know which is perfection. But perfection comes in Divyank alone. Now the comes question of, let's go back to Vedas again. I'm coming with the Rig Veda, I said occult mathematics. Now in this particular thing, I'm saying noble gases are like a circle, Atma, which is only round in consciousness, pure consciousness. All the orbits of noble gases are complete outside. They're either 2 or 8 as such, nothing other than that. Again, come to 8. But other atoms and elements other than noble gases have got an orbit which is not complete outside. If you take hydrogen, the first one is one electron outside, one inside. But there should be two at such. But that is only in helium 2 or helium 4. And that is what the wisdom is there in Rigveda. Now there comes the question of Upanishads. Upanishads talk to explicit message. Solar system is made of inner 21, outer 22. Now you look at the head and face bones. As you see, skull has got 8 bones, face has got 14 bones, there are 22 bones. But there is the 22 bones, 21 are fixed, one is open. That is one which gives the expression of rising up, and that is a mandible. See, divine mathematics in human anatomy as well as Upanishads and description. Now bringing these things together is what this particular video is, a formally fantastic, impeccable wisdom, amazing from every angle. Now come to the question of Puranas. As I told you, this particular picture of Manthan, where I talked about it, iodine has got 53 electrons in atom. But when it becomes an ion, it becomes 54. it gets one more to go to become 54. It becomes like that. See, similarly, you can see xenon has 54 and iodine has got 53. But how ionic form becomes like 54, and that's how we are able to be in tune with Nirankar, Nirgun, Brahman. See, now you see how much mathematics there. But to go to that, unless until you know the mathematics of this class, you cannot even explain that. And that was our Neelkanth itself. Now come to the next thing. As I told you, Yantra Vidya as such, as I told you before also, I'm telling you again. This is the mathematic design and this is symbol which is there. That's the beauty of Yantra Vidya itself. Because yantras of mathematic design should be of this class and should be completely symbolic. So the translation from one language to other language is much easier. Now I can write that in Sanskrit, I can write that in English, I can write in Hindi, I can write in Dogri, Punjabi, any of the Indian languages. But convert into Arab, Jews, other languages, French, Germany, etc., or Japanese or Chinese, you need this symbol to translate perfectly without any deficiency at all. Now, as I told you, Akhand, in the same thing I've shown you, center is 1. Then you have 22 by 21 is the integration. In the process, A to Z of the entire universe, including a perfect human body, is there in this symbol itself. Pindant and Brahmand are one. If you want one symbol, this is a symbol which I had done in 2002 itself. Now, impeccable wisdom, I have told you. 22, 21 is the first stage of creation, is Lord Brahma with the lotus flower. Has got 22 leaves. Then you have 10 is a 10 stage development. Dasavatar or Lord Vishnu, 10 stage development. Everywhere you see, I have spoken about it over and over and over. There is no difference there at all. Then 0.34419 is third stage of maturation, are Lord Shiva's Panchabhutas, where everything starts from there, dissolves into that in completion. And then 1.618034 is the divine golden ratio, or the most approximate decimal value of golden ratio for the first time in history, revealed only in 2015, not before that. This is a perfect divine design of nature. Now with that we should give the world wisdom in divine mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, and other sciences. Once again, do research with this number. You'll find much better knowledge, uniform knowledge, without any controversy at all. That is what Akhand Bharat of Akhand Vidyashram is giving for the first time for the entire world as my sharing my perception, experiences as such for the world. Now come to the question of impeccable wisdom. Now, as I tell you, now we are going to start from the sun itself. As I told you, from Dhruv to sun, it has come. Now, for sun to up is much easier for me to explain than explain from Dhruv down, because that is very subtle. But here we have information, right, which is modern science has done. Modern science has helped me to understand concept in a much better way through the evidence which cannot be denied. So let's come back to sun god Aditya, the presiding deity of universe. What I learned from here, complete wisdom of origin, creation of the entire universe in a reverse way. Now, Chandogya Upanishad says, Aditya Brahmate. If you know Surya, you know all the knowledge. And I agree with all the things. My real teacher is Surya. I am trying to become like Surya, like Maharishi Yajnavalkya. For him, Guru was Surya. For me, also Guru was Surya. For him, Guru Mata is Saraswati, knowledge, and Om. For me is also same thing. I see a parallel between me and Yajnavalkya because we think alike. And in Chandogya Upanishad, this is what it is. If you want to learn, make Surya as your Guru. So now we are taking Guru as because the presiding deity for us, we are on the earth surviving, enjoying all the beauty is only because of Surya, not anybody else. That's it. Now there comes the question of the divine mathematics. You see the Surya's picture is divided into 22 components. Now, North Pole to South Pole, movement from top to bottom is in 11 years recorded. Then from south to north again, another 11 years. So to see the beauty of 22 of Divyank is there in the sun itself. Is it a coincidence? No. But 11 is also there. If the world is talking about how many dimensions of world, they call it 11. And you see 11 here. You don't need, they have not even been able to give advice, but I'm able to give it. String theory, 11, is this 11 years on each side is what it is all about. Now there comes the question of another defined mathematics of cosmology I'm going to talk about. I'm going to give you another mathematical concept which I wonder anybody has ever looked at it. Now in this particular picture you can see distance between the sun and Mother Earth is 150 million kilometers, which is equivalent to one astronomical unit. One astronomical unit is 150 millions, and I'm going to show as 1/10 of that, again 1/10, as a 15 millions. To calculate certain things, you're going to see it as such in my video as we proceed. Now the question comes up is, first is sun, which I talked about. Sun to earth, I made it, and I call sun to earth as divided into 10 parts. So astronomical unit is 15 million kilometers. Now, distance from Sun to Mercury average is 40 million kilometers. That means it is 0.4 astronomical units, or you can call it Mooladhara chakra, which is the first chakra, is made of 4 lotus petals. Is it a coincidence? 40 million kilometers, 0.4 astronomical unit, and Mooladhara 4 letters. Amazing. That is what, and that is the first planet after the Sun is Mercury. And I connect it with Mooladhara chakra. Second thing is the Venus from Sun is 60 million kilometers second. Its astronomical unit is 0.6 astronomical units. Now Swadhisthana chakra, second chakra, is made of 6 lotus petals only. Amazing. 60.66. What mathematics, precision. Can you ever dream there's something like that you're going to see in the solar system, and you're going to see in your body itself, and you're connected with those 7 chakras? In 7 chakra, it is Mooladhara is first one, Swadhisthana is the second one. Then Navi is the third one. Let's now go to the Navi chakra. When come to the Navi chakra, the distance between Earth and Moon, again we are come to the Earth, and you can even call it Moon also. 100. One astronomic, as I told you in the beginning, it's a 10 lotus flower. Interesting. And when I talk of 10 lotus flowers, is again Ravana is with the 10 heads because he was very good in Navi chakra. His adrenal gland was very powerful. As a result, it was difficult for him to anybody to kill him. And no wonder his Navi or Mooladhara chakra connected with all the energy of 10 centers of consciousness is there. But that is something which is amazing on the whole. Now come to the next stage, which is Mars is the fourth planet. It's 240 million kilometers. That means it's equivalent to 1.6 astronomical units. And Vishuddhi chakra in the cervical region has got only 16 lotus petals. That's it. Amazing? Should be. When come to the next chakra is between a sun and asteroid belt. You can see the asteroid belt down. But the distance from Sun to asteroid belt is 420 million kilometers, which is equivalent to 2.8 astronomical units. Ajna chakra has got 28 lotus petals only, which I talk about it. But of course, the other thing, Ajna chakra has got 2 petals because again I told you this is connected with the face bones. Face bones are 14, out of 7 are fixed. One is that, and maybe that is they are talking about. Let's not go into the controversy. Let's take this knowledge as a mathematical design. Next come Jupiter and the Sun. Distance is 780 million kilometers, which is equivalent to 5.2 astronomical units. And I have been telling from the very beginning, Vigyan chakra is made of 52 lotus petals. It is associated with hypothalamus, is the center of consciousness of science within the human brain itself. Agnya Chakra is associated with reptilian brain or brainstem. This is with this. Amazing. Fantastic. Now comes the next question of Saturn, which is another planet, most important planet as far as life and human beings are concerned. And astronomy or astrology of India says right up to Saturn, it has an influence on body consciousness of human beings, not anything beyond Saturn. Now comes to Saturn. You have 1,440 million kilometer distance from Sun, which is equal to 9.6 astronomical units. And Pragyan Chakra, I talk about it, 96 lotus petals only. So Saturn has come to a very consistent stage. We are very close to number 10. 10 into 10 is coming up very clearly now. You see 10 into 10. And when you go to the next stage, you'll find another amazing thing coming up. Now come to the question of Kuiper belt, which is the end of the solar system as such. Now from the Sun to the Kuiper is 15,000 million kilometers. That means you literally have 100 astronomical units, and Sahasrara Chakra has got 1,000 lotus petals. Amazing. And that is what Tantra is talking about. Sahasrara is the 1,000 petal, and it is over the Kuiper belt. That is where liberation is going to be there. Then let's go to the next stage of Milky Way. Distance from Sun to Milky Way is 1,650,000 millikilometers, which is 11,000 times. Now, in this particular thing, you have come to a stage of Brahman 11 into 1,000. If the solar system is 1,000, Brahmant is 11 into 11,000 lotus petals, could be the one of Milky Way. Now you have brought it down to the same number of 11, how it moves on to the next stage. And this I will relate it with Goddess Gayatri's concept as such. Now there comes to the question of the Sun and the pole star. But Sun and pole star, number of kilometers from the Sun I have given it, which is almost like 443 light years. This is a phenomenal center of consciousness from which has come Pole Star Polaris or Dhruv. Now do you see the picture down? You see the Sun. Even as a thing, it stands out as a universal consciousness as such. Now from this particular center, from this to move on to that level, centers around 22 by 21 or 1,000 alone. That's it. So from Sun to go to that level is this particular distance, 443 light years. But all the description is based again 22 by 21 level only. That is what I want the world to understand. Why Divyank has helped me to understand the concept, because I see everywhere saying, now I'm using the modern scientific knowledge to show why it's so beautiful. Now let's go on to the essence of part. The divine design of the Sun, the presiding and solar system, spiral galaxy, Milky Way, the pole, centers on the principle of 22 by 21 alone. That is divine design of nature. The first of creation, revolution and evolution is into 0 to 22 by 21 is the first concept. Then going to 10 stages of development, and fourth, 11th part is what? And that is it is all about. That is the divine design. Let it be tathastu. Let it be so. It is going to be like that. Now comes the zero. Concept of Shunya, I told you, is in Atma alone. And Atma is something which cannot be cut, burnt, alive otherwise. So Shunya is with zero alone. This is also something which I have already made videos about. Now, real beauty of Shunya as such is done by Maharishi Yajnavalkya in Brihad Anarkya Upanishad itself. Purna Madha, Purna Midham, Purna Purnasthite. That means if this is full, that is full, everything is full. From you take fullness, from fullness, everything remains. The very concept of zero is embedded in this particular symbol itself. And I'm very happy that this talks about omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, all-pervasive function, divine design is there in this Purna. Purnam is what I call Sampurnam to Akhandata by and large. There are three terms of the same. Purnam, Sampurnam and Akhandata. Is all the three in the same line talking of the impeccable wisdom of the highest order. But this was given by Yajnavalkya in this particular shloka in Brihad Anarkya Operation almost 5000 years ago, where he talked about Shunya as such as a dot from which everything has come. Everything is come out dot, is maintained by but, is divined by dot. And that's it. Now, as I told you, Sanatana Dharma says it's Atma which is perfect. It cannot be cut, burnt, alive. So zero is that, and that is what I say inert matter is responsible. And you have helium, neon, argon, krypton, and xenon. These are five inert matters have given the symbol of zero as such as a round dot alone. That's it. Other elements are showing it at the 22 by 21 because the orbits are not complete. Orbit is complete only in neon dark matter alone. That's it. Now in this picture you can see helium 4, you have neon 21 and argon 40. These are the three things which really have given the world this as it is today. And that is what I've talked about it. But they all like Shunya Sifar alone. You see all the outers are complete, not incomplete at all. That's why they remain same. Once you have an experience of your Aditi within yourself, or Gayatri within you, or Adi Parashakti, only then you will know the divine universal consciousness centers on Divyank alone. Now, from that, now I'm going to Maharishi Yajnavalkya and Vishnu, both are saying experience. Because Isha Upanishad also talk about cryptic zero. When 0 minus 0 is equivalent to 0. That is what infinity is, that is what 0 is, that is concept is not seen in any other number. 1 divided by 1 is equivalent to 1. But 0 divided by 0 is 0 only, not 1. All other numbers divided by the same number give you 1, but this is not given. So 0 is the only one can say. You take 0 out of 0 and 0 will always remain. 1 minus 1 will not be 0. 1. But here it will be 0. That's it. That's a criteria, but what you say. Now, I'm going to take it to another stage of Mantra Vidya where I see 22. Now, Gayatri Mantra, as in Rigved, it Tat Savitur Varenyam Vargo Devasya Dhimhi Diyo Yonha Prachodhyat. But Akhand Gayatri Mantra, which I made in this particular life as an extension of Rigved, Yajurved to Mahagayatri to thing, I brought Om, which is 22 times in this. So it shows if you are chanting 22 times Om, you are with Polar Star. And similarly, in this, I had talked about it, starting right from Amrita, Om, Adi Prakshakti, Gayatri, etc. Entire thing from Shibhushan Sharma to the Pole Star is there in this symbol itself. In the process, I explained all to one with again 22 levels and 10 levels and Panch. All the Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh are there in this mantra itself. That is the most beautiful part of the science itself. Now, and I'm glad, way back in 1992 itself, I experienced the Shunya within my body and outside my body as a bag of light by raising my consciousness from Mooladhara to Vishuddhi Chakra itself. And that was the amazing thing which turned a life. That skin made of ectoderm is like eyes and things. And I think that was the most important experience, which was considered to be like hallucinating. But I can understand the world does not know ABC. They call even the genius as a hallucinating. It doesn't matter. That is their problem, not my problem. But that was the experience. And this is what I experienced. I put in Akhand. There is a dot inside. You can see the dot inside. And also the white light. And that is aura I'm talking about. That is the enlightening experience of my life. I think it changed my life completely. That I moved on with the knowledge which I gained of impeccable wisdom from school, college to the university to become a spiritual scientist in Shri University and take it to higher level as I moved on, because that is what is divine life all about. Now come to the last night. I'm not going to talk about it. I think it's enough for the day. I think it's been wonderful sharing my experience from pole star to present and Sun to Polar Star again, and showing the same play of divine mathematics of Divyank 22 by 21 to the power of 10.34419 equivalent to 1.6180 is the most enlightening wisdom for the entire world, so that things will be perfect for every child in the world with the impeccable wisdom, so the world can have the world peace which I am talking about. I think that's enough for the time. Thank you very much for everything.